Hi students, and welcome to a unit on instructional design. Now that you have completed your first assignment or are very close to it, you'll be learning about the second stage of educational technology development, namely that of instructional design. Instructional design has a history in interior and landscape design, as well as in the fields of architecture. Universal design principles were originally designed to make accessible programming for disabled learners. Universal instructional design has 9 principles. In this module, we will learn what these 9 principles are and what they mean. As we conclude this module, I will ask you in the tutorial to explain which universal design principles meant the most to you and why, as well as which one was the most important to you in the design of your work. Of course, in reality, we must include all 9 principles in our design work. However, in this module, we will focus on depth versus breadth. Over time, breadth of knowledge will be the byproduct as each of us explores deeply our individual preferences and shares it with the larger group. Analysis questions. As we begin this module, I would like you to think about the following questions. 1. What do you think is the purpose of having universal instructional design? Think philosophically if you can. 2. What do you know about its history? And 3. What are the 9 principles of universal instructional design? If you do not know them, you might want to guess what they should be. Why universal design in instruction? In fact, in the USA, the Americans with Disabilities Act 1990, Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act 1973 support these measures. In Canada, we of course have the Human Rights Act, which protects all its citizens and is inclusive of people with disabilities in order that their human rights be protected. Methodology for universal design for instructional principles. For our module, we will focus on the findings of a study where students with cognitive and learning disabilities were invited to share their perspectives of positive learning experiences they had had. Specifically, they were asked to talk about the best course they had ever taken in college, teaching methods that positively affected their learning, and faculty attributes that promoted a supportive learning environment. The 9 principles of universal design for instruction. From these findings, Scott, McGuire, and Shaw, 2001, identified 9 principles of universal design for instruction. They are 1. Equitable use, 2. Flexibility in use, 3. Simple and intuitive, 4. Perceptible information, 5. Tolerance for error, 6. Low physical effort, 7. Size and space for approach and use, 8. A community of learners, and 9. Instructional climate. Meaning of the principles. In this slide, I will attempt to explain the 9 principles listed above as it related to accommodating all types of learners, including those with disabilities. In other words, instruction should be useful and accessible by people of diverse abilities. It should provide choice in methods of use and be straightforward and predictable. It should communicate necessary information effectively and provide variation in individual student learning pace and prerequisite skills. It should also minimize non-essential physical effort and physically be appropriate in size and space for approach, reach, manipulations, and use regardless of students' body size, posture, mobility, and communication needs. Finally, it should promote interaction and communication amongst students and faculty and be welcoming and inclusive, where high expectations are espoused. Synthesis questions. As we close off this module, I hope that you will see that our Introduction to Instructional Design Principles unit is based on equity and social justice. I would like you to explore in this tutorial group what you think those terms mean and why they're important in instructional design of educational technologies. Additionally, I would like you to explore the following questions and be able to answer each of these questions in your own words. 1. What is the purpose of having universal instructional design? 2. What is its history? 3. What are the 9 principles of universal instructional design? And 4. Which universal design principles most appeal to you and why? Thank you.